What's going on? Why have I not been uploading? Why did I drop out of the Pro Tour Finals? Here's the answers. Alright, let's start off with what's going on with the YouTube channel. Why have I not been uploading, or what is my plans for uploads in the future? And that brings me straight up to the first point. This right here is my vlogging camera, and I'm vlogging on my phone right now, so I have no idea if this turns out. I've never actually vlogged on my phone, so this is the camera I've been using. People have been asking me actually which camera I've been using for my videos, and this is it right here. This is a Sony a6600, which after my own research and my own thinking, I concluded that this is the right camera for me right now. It's about $1,500 and it can do pretty much anything. It's a complete all-rounder. The battery life is one of the main selling points for me. It's just absolutely crazy. I can film hours. I can probably shoot 2 or 3 vlogs off of one camera if I don't shoot hours at a time. This camera is good for everything. I mean, everyone has their own opinion on different cameras. Canon versus Sony, of course, is a big discussion, and it's just personal preference at this point. So I like the Sony, and I like this 18 to 135 millimeter lens, which is great for zooming for disc golf, and it's close enough for if you hold it in your face for vlogging. And then what brings me to my first problem on one of the reasons I haven't been filming anything is this microphone, or better, the microphone input on the camera. The problem was that when I was driving down to the USDGC in my car, anyone who knows me knows that I don't care enough about stuff, and I just kind of had this like loosely flying around in the back of my car. I don't know if it was in my trunk, or I think it was in my back seat probably, just laying on its side, and then I hit a bump or something. I slowed down too fast. I don't know what happened, but somehow this camera fell pretty hard on its side with the microphone plugged in here and plugged into the side. So when it fell onto the side on the microphone jack, it snapped inside of the camera and damaged this external mic input. Any of my last videos, the last 2 or 3 videos, had only on your left ear the audio, which is extremely frustrating and annoying, which kind of drained all my motivation to shoot. I could use the inbuilt microphone, which I did on the vlog where I tiered putting skills with Eagle, and that audio was just not great to listen to, not fun to edit. So I have not sent the camera in yet, which is a good question to answer on why I did not do that. Anyway, I haven't. I need a new camera, or I need to send this in, and neither has happened yet, and I've just been procrastinating on that, kind of thinking what I'm gonna do, what I want to do, what I should do. And right now I decided to start making videos on my phone. See how that goes, see how people like it, see how I like it, until I get a new camera, or until I get my camera fixed. But this is obviously not the main reason I haven't been uploading. The main reason is my injury, my elbow, that has been bothering me for way too long, and it's just the most frustrating thing ever. I blame myself only for this, of course. Pretty much since last off season, it kind of like crept up on me and went away kind of during Vegas Memorial and the Waco tournament, where I was throwing sidearms pretty normally without any pain. And then when it really hit me was during the quarantine in like March and April, when I was just on the field every single day, almost every day, just throwing so many shots, ace runs, trick shots, MTAs, throwing as hard as I could for challenges, just so many reps, hundreds of throw every day, and my elbow was just, you don't warm up enough, and you're not in good shape enough to treat your body this way. So it kind of like slowly but surely got worse and worse and worse, and the more I ignored it, the more I like talked myself out of it, like, oh, you're fine, it'll go away again, the worse it got. And I haven't really thrown any sidearms until the USDGC. I think I threw like 5 sidearms total in like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 tournaments, and it was just not a part of my game anymore. Like in any situation I found myself in, I would do anything I possibly could to avoid throwing sidearms. when my whole group would throw sidearms on a hole, I would be the lonely backhand trying to make it work somehow, which hurt my score, hurt my body, hurt my mental game, and all that, of course, comes with that stuff. And then USDGC rolls around, which is a course where without a sidearm, I mean, James Conrad won that event, which now that I've played that course without a sidearm, it's just mind-blowingly good. So congrats, James. Congrats, Chris Dickerson, who won this year, but not without a sidearm. So I threw a couple sidearms because hole 1, first of all, is such a short hole and such a sidearm mandatory hole, basically. I think Conrad even threw a sidearm on that hole. So a sidearm on that hole, I threw a couple in practice and warm-ups, and it felt good enough to do. It didn't influence the rest of my round. I ended up throwing a sidearm also on, hole 11, I think, on my upshots that were all from the out of bounds. So I threw I think 10 sidearms total at the USDGC, and I think that was a bad idea because the next week at the Pro Tour Finals, where I actually ended up dropping out of the event before it even started, during a practice round, I went through 7 holes. On my backhand, my elbow started hurting now, and it was just so frustrating. After 7 holes, I walked off, went to my car, drove home, went to bed, just being kind of annoyed, bummed out, and I couldn't even play a round of disc golf anymore without my elbow hurting. And then the next morning I wake up by Eagle knocking on my door and telling me my Audi got backed up into, and I get to my car and there's a freaking huge dent in the front left, and I was just such a headache from everything that's been going on. I had a terrible tournament last week at the USDGC. I almost finished in last. I think I was 5th last or something insane, something I've never done before. My car got backed into, I couldn't play, my elbow was hurting too badly. I ended up still playing that morning the skins match. You can watch the footage on GK Pro. I was throwing pretty much normal shots without the sidearm. I played really well. I shot a 5 or 6 down on the front 9 and then a couple down on the back 9. And I won 0 skins. After my car being already backed into that morning, that felt like the icing on the cake of me feeling terrible. That skins match was the cherry on the whipped cream on the icing, where I won 0 skins after playing well. It just felt like everything that could go wrong for me went wrong. Every time I was in position, someone else would make a big putt or someone else would be in position as well. And every time I wasn't in position, one of the other guys would mess up and the other guy would take all the skins. It was just, so frustrating. After that skins match, I was like, I don't think I'm ready. Mentally, and especially physically, I am not ready to compete for $20,000 on Hornet's Nest against the best players in the world that all just seem to be in form and just crushing it. And I don't know if mentally I was more down or physically I was more down. It was a combination of a lot of things. My vlogging camera was broken. I couldn't even do that anymore. My car was broken on the course. I was hurting. So I packed my things right after the skins match and started driving 12 hours straight back to Massachusetts and went to bed and stayed in bed for a couple days, just kind of thinking about stuff, what I want to do with the next couple months. Which brings us to now. What is up with my elbow? Yes, I've been to a physical therapist, one of the best ones in Boston. Drove over there. She took a very close look, and they didn't do an MRI yet. That is the next step, but they checked out x-rays, which I kind of knew x-rays was not going to show anything, so that was all good. She did all of the tests with me, pressure points, checking out my mobility and what's hurting and what's causing this. And the message from her was actually pretty positive, that she just thinks it's something like a tennis or golfer's elbow. You can probably look that up, or everyone has dealt with something like that. Tendonitis in the elbow. I have the pain in the back of the elbow bone, kind of at the extension of the triceps. And it's just been bothering me for so long and it's never gone away. And she said, well, you've never really treated it or given it a break or done really anything to make it better. I mean, I haven't thrown sidearms. That's one thing I've been doing, but I've never not thrown for a week or two, which tendonitis, everyone who's ever had it knows that it just takes some time. You need to ice it, you maybe need to take some anti-inflammatory meds and just rest it. Like, give it some time to heal before. Throwing is actually a pretty explosive and powerful motion and puts a lot of stress on your elbow if you're not fit, if you're not in shape. Eating bad, not working out, if your wrist, your elbow, and your joints are just not protected by strong muscle groups, then you'll struggle. And most people probably have had that feeling before, and I'm at there right now. So I haven't thrown a disc ever since that skins match. So that's been to the day 2 weeks. To the day 2 weeks, probably almost to the hour. I won't be throwing at least for another week. And if it hasn't gotten better, then when I go test it, then I'm gonna go get that MRI done and get a super close look and do full-on rehab and everything else I'm doing right now. I'm taking ibuprofen now every night. I need to ice it more. I don't know why I'm so lazy on icing it, but flossing is a really cool thing that I'm gonna show you in the next video. And today is good news. My car that looked like this 2 weeks ago, I brought to the auto shop, and it is actually done today. So I can go pick that up pretty much now, and I'll just take you along today and show you what I do in the off season, what I'm doing with my elbow, and kind of things I'm focusing on right now. And this is just an experiment. Let's see how you like it. Let me know in the comments if you like just seeing updates on my health, updates on stuff I do on a daily basis, maybe non-disc golf related stuff, like maybe a game of pool. I don't know if I can play darts right now with my elbow. The doctor kind of said, maybe take it easy on throwing darts as well. Maybe show my diet, which I'm working on. My goal basically is to be in the best shape of my life coming the Vegas Challenge at the end of February next year, which is crazy. I have a lot of sessions booked at my personal trainer. I'm starting off slow. I'm going to the gym 3 times a week right now, and starting next week, I'll go 5 times a week for an hour to the gym. I actually went on my first run yesterday because I want to lose some weight. I'm not very happy with my weight. I'm currently 190 pounds, and I want to be in the 70s. I want to be in the 175 range in pounds and like in the 75 range. I don't even know if that makes sense. I think that's pretty close to each other actually in kilos. So let me show you what I eat for breakfast to be healthier. All right, so when I'm trying to lose weight, I'm in no way an expert on anything nutrition or anything, but this is what I do for breakfast pretty much every day. Yesterday I actually had 2 eggs, an avocado, and some tomatoes for breakfast. I'm pretty much just trying to cut carbs, which means potato, bread, rice, pasta, all that stuff is pretty much an overload on carbs for your body, which gets turned into sugar, which gets turned into fat, blah, blah, blah. You know the story. If you don't use all the carbs in your body, it kind of gets turned into fat resources, which then lands on your hips or your butt or your belly. This is what I do as a smoothie every morning. Of course, this is not ideal, and I know this. This is just what I like, and I am a big fan of spinach. People might think that putting veggies in your smoothies might ruin the flavor and the deliciousness, but it actually doesn't. It doesn't change anything. It might change the color a bit and make it look a bit greener, and that might make it seem gross, but it really doesn't mess with the flavor, and it adds a lot of very good nutritional value. And spinach is obviously a superfood, and big fan of spinach. And I don't know how many people know this, because I didn't really know this before I got taught this, but frozen veggies and fruit is pretty much just as good, or some even say better, than fresh, believe it or not. So I throw in a handful of spinach, I throw in some berries. These are just mixed berries, blueberries, strawberries, and what do you call these, blackberries. Sometimes I mix it up with some pineapple. Sometimes I'll mix it up with some mango. And that's pretty much it. And then I throw in, for some good protein, some yogurt I choose 0% fat, and I choose vanilla flavored just because the non-flavored one just grosses me out too much. But vanilla is a great option, not too unhealthy. And then I top it off with some also vanilla flavored almond milk. I've tried oat milk, I've tried regular milk, and for me the best combination has been almond milk and vanilla flavored. I like vanilla. And then you squish it all together, and I have the NutriBullet, Magic Bullet, I don't know what this is called. The size I drank is this cup, and I think that's a great breakfast. Much better than I do during the season, which sometimes just is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. No good. The next thing I committed to is this. I don't know if it's probably called the Gallon Challenge or something, but I haven't really looked into it. I just kind of did it because I know it's good for you. Drinking at least a gallon of water a day. Obviously, you take much more water in with foods and with the smoothie and all that stuff. Sometimes when I go somewhere, I'll have water somewhere else that's not included in this. But I've been doing this for about a week now, trying to drink this whole gallon of water every single day. And it says here, good morning, hydrate yourself. Just gives you every 2 hours a little update until at the end of the night, you've drank a gallon of water. I highly recommend a straw because having a straw actually makes it much easier to drink much more water. So pro tip number 1, I hope you'll use it, is drink a lot of water. I'm completely cutting it on any sodas right now. I might have a beer once a week on the weekends, kind of my cheat day. Having a cheat day, by the way, this is a whole nother thing. Trying to lose weight, I think having a cheat day is very important, at least for my personality type, is because if I don't have a cheat day, I'm gonna go insane and I'm gonna go full pig mode on chocolate and popcorn and chips and snacks. Not snacking is the key to losing weight. Having 2 or 3 meals a day, which are satisfying for you, and maybe having 1, maybe 2 or 1.5 cheat days a week, so you can still feel like you're pleasuring your mouth in the right way. So pretty much on the weekends, I'm not going to the gym and I'm eating pretty much whatever I want. I mean, I'm still having in the back of my head that I have a goal that I want to reach over the off season, but Monday through Friday, 3 meals a day, no snacks, healthy breakfast, healthier meals, and no snacks and a lot of water. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. I decided to finally click the link that's been popping up on my Instagram and Facebook and YouTube ads all the time. You've probably seen it before. And I just have to say, this is in no way sponsored or anything. I just purchased this myself and decided myself that I want to try this. Freshly pre-prepped meals or delivered straight to your front door. You don't have to go shopping. You don't have to think about anything. You don't have to cook, which lazy people like myself will enjoy. My review on those meals, they honestly kind of reminded me of airplane meals, which doesn't sound great, but I kind of like it. Like every time I get a meal on a plane, I kind of really enjoy it. So the good things is, it's a bit less than I would usually eat. Like usually I will eat until I'm just stuffed full and I hate myself. And these meals are much smaller portions, so I basically just eat until I'm about 80% full, which is a great rule of thumb, by the way, if you're trying to lose weight. Don't eat until you're full. Eat until you're 80% full. And these meals are also much healthier. They're not that healthy, honestly, but they're much healthier than what I would usually eat on a normal day, which could be chicken wings or pizza or burgers, fast food, pasta, pretty much anything really that I want, I'll eat. Anyway, so what I really like about these is that it's a little amount of food. It takes some time to get used to, kind of. If you're so used to always eating until you're 100% full, and after every meal you're just like, oh my God, I can't eat anymore, then it'll be tough to start eating these, because those are like little chipmunk meals compared to what I usually do when I try to eat a whole pizza by myself or just fill up until I can't walk anymore. But that's good. It'll be rough for like the first week, maybe first couple days. And after that, your stomach, your body will kind of adjust to that. The more water that you drink also, the less hungry you'll be. And after the first week or two, you'll be fine. Like, you'll be totally content with just eating one of those little meals, and you'll be full off of that. It's so crazy how fast your body adjusts. So basically, it's less food, it's healthier, and it's so much cheaper. So much cheaper. When I order delivery, like every time I feel like even just ordering a pizza, it's like $25 for a pizza, which is absolutely nuts. Or ordering for me and my girlfriend, fiance now, wow. For me and my fiance, then we end up with a $50 to $70 meal for one dinner. It's just absolutely crazy. And here with the Freshly meals, I order 10 a week, which gets delivered on Sunday, and then I have it until the next Sunday to eat 10 meals, which is $8 per meal, which is just a huge money saver for me every week. Yeah, that's pretty much what I eat for lunch every day now. Sometimes for dinner, sometimes I'll have a different dinner if we want to cook together, and on the weekends I kind of just do whatever I want. So here's my update on my diet plan. All right, this sweet minivan is what I've been driving for 10 days now. So I'm extremely excited to trade that back in and get my Audi because it's ready. And I have to unpack my stuff. My golf clubs. I've been actually playing a lot of golf semi-recently. During the quarantine, I've played probably 6-7 rounds of 18 holes, and then hopefully next week I can get 2 or 3 rounds in if the weather allows. But these are my clubs. Shout out to Kevin for a pretty awesome Titleist set of clubs. I still suck at golf. I can shoot in the 80s sometimes when I don't melt down, and maybe with a mulligan. Bye-bye, ugly van. Let's get my Audi. I'm actually I'm in the process of refinancing my car right now as well. When I first got my car, I had no credit at all. No credit history, no credit at all in the US. And they couldn't transfer anything from Germany, so I basically bought this car on a terrible, I heard it's not as bad as it could be, but bad interest rate. So financially it was a very, very bad decision to get that car. But sometimes, you know, you gotta do what you love, and every minute in that car has been absolutely awesome. But now I have good credit. I'm gonna refinance it and get a bit straighter on my car loan, and it's all good, you know. Could be much worse. All right, made it to the shop. Let's check it out. Wow. Here it is. Looks brand new. Looks brand new. Sick. I approved. Nice. Oh, baby. We are back in the baby. Look at it. Oh, let me know in the comments if you guys want in the car, a little car tour, why I love this car, why I chose it, and just see what this car is all about. I almost think like I kind of forgot what it was like driving this car in just 10 days. That's pretty sad. Man, this is awesome. Always buy used cars. Never buy a new car. That's lesson number 1, obviously, unless you're mega rich. But used cars is the way to go, and Audi is the way to go. Non-biased German opinion. All right, made it to the gym. Big guns.
I love those muscles.
Just started up training again 1.5 weeks ago. The first couple sessions are always just so brutal, I want to die. But you know, it's for a good cause, and within a week or two it'll be much easier.
Just pushing through.
Pushing through. Freaking disc golf. Core strength and stability is one of the keys.
A necessity.
For happiness in life.
And a powerful disc throw.
Disc go? Even when I think I'm doing nothing, I'm doing something constantly. So the first vlog back after a 2.5 week break, And I don't know if I don't know how consistently I'm gonna do this. Let me know, please. Leave this video a like if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment. Let me know if you want to see some off-season stuff, maybe some more detailed training, more detailed diet, maybe some elbow rehab, or do you want to see a house tour, a car tour, whatever. I'm pretty much open to do anything. Maybe some more tier lists. All right, everyone. No shots of the days for now, but they will come back once I'm back to throwing. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and welcome back. And thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.